Welcome to the show, folks. This is Mustard Cat Sports. I'm Lucas TA. This is a Mountain Dew in a Dale Earnhardt koozie, and these are some race cars. Let's talk points. Alright, you obviously see I'm wearing some NASCAR Old Winston Cup gear. We're here to talk points because NASCAR's point system has been flawed for a long time. We're here to fix it, or I'm here to fix it, and I have solutions. Do I want an Old Winston Cup point system? Hell, yes I do. But NASCAR is never going to go back to that. NASCAR has no reason, rhyme to go back to it because they get so much more stupid eyes on it with this new point system. This new point system I personally do not like. I do not like the whole one race wins it all. So you could have a perfect 35 season race season and then poop it out all on one race, which makes zero sense. So I personally have revamped the point system to a way that we get some of that old nostalgic points that we want, a true consistent, a true champion, with still a little bit of razzle-dazzle, which NASCAR wants because they don't want people running away with it. But this point system does not completely take that away, but it's best of both worlds. I've been working on this for a while, and I've got it down to, I believe, the best of both worlds. Let me know if you think it's good, great, bad down in the comments. Here we go. The whole point system is flawed for one reason only. Win and you're in. We're getting rid of that. No more of that. No disrespect to Daniel Suarez or to Austin Cindric, but they should not be in the playoffs this year. Not a chance. Do they deserve those wins? Hell yeah. But they do not, in my opinion, need to be in this championship. They're going to be basically one and done, out right away. And if for some reason they make it for the first round because other people have issues, yeah, cool, they make it on there. They're not going to win the championship. They're not going to the Final Four. I would even be safe to say they're not going to the Final 8. So that needs to be gone and over with. No more of that. So in this new point system, get rid of it, NASCAR. Also, all the points that they accumulate through the year, like stage wins, all that, we're going to keep all that the same. We're going to keep it easy, simple, just for all the people that, even though it's a confusing system to begin with, keep it simple for all the people that have been following along. And to keep it simple for NASCAR to transition into this point system. So, we're getting rid of win and you're in. That's gone. We're keeping the points the way they are. We're keeping the playoff system, which I don't like. I think they should go back to Chase to the Cup. It sounds the best. If you have a different name, sure, go for it. But playoffs, that's stupid. Get rid of that name. And then, this is the driving home point. NASCAR has gotten away from crown jewel events. Obviously, we call them crown jewel events. They've gone away from practice. They've gone away from hyping up these big races because they're trying to save the team's money. They're trying to save, I don't know what they're trying to do. But storylines are so key in NASCAR. And track time makes storylines. And they want to take away track time because they think they're saving money. They're not. We as race fans want to see practice. We want to see qualifying. We want to see legitimate stuff in racing. So to hype these crown jewel events back up and to give them storylines and give them just what they need to be elevated to that crown jewel event. The only way that you can win and be locked into the playoffs, chase for the cup, by winning these crown jewels. And these crown jewels are 1, Daytona, 2, the World 600 or Coca-Cola 600, whichever one you want to call it, the Brickyard 400, and then the fourth and final, the Southern 500. Would I want to put Bristol Night Race in there? Yes, I would. I don't think we can totally consider that a crown jewel, but it's also in the playoffs, so I'm trying to implement something that NASCAR can literally take this point system, and if 2025 is too late, I think, to implement this, but they could do this in 2026. They just put this right over it, and it would work perfectly. So, for that sake, we're not going to put the Bristol Night Race in there as a crown jewel. I would love to do that, but I'd have to revamp the schedule, which I don't mind doing. But this is basically a plug-and-play system that NASCAR can take and put in there. So, for this sake, it's only 4 races. 4 races, the 4 crown jewels. If you win any of those 4 races, you get locked into the playoffs / chase for the cup. So you get locked in there. Otherwise, you have to point your way in. Going on that, normally NASCAR has 16 drivers that make it into the playoff system. No more is that. Top 12. Less cars is better. Let's be realistic. Look back at all the points that they've been doing with this playoff system. No one from the back half of the playoffs has ever made a legitimate run to the playoffs. No. Maybe 2011, Tony Stewart, but that was also a different point system, so no. So, and also that was 12. So, no. Bring it back down to 12. It'll do 2 things to the world of NASCAR. One, it brings it down to a smaller, the best of the best group. You want to be in that. So that's a positive. People want to see the best drivers race. I don't want to see Corey LaJoie win a race, get in the playoffs, and basically take up a spot for, heavens forbid, if Chris Buescher doesn't win a race or somehow gets knocked out of this playoff system. We don't get to see Chris Buescher in the playoffs. I think he deserves to be in there. Way more than Austin Cindric and Daniel Suarez. But I would hate that in that scenario for a Corey LaJoie to win and be in the playoffs just because you won 1 race. And then you have a crap rest of the season? No way. Don't want to see that. So, this keeps that from happening. You're only having the top 12, and the only way that you can lock yourself into the playoffs are these crown jewels. And these crown jewels don't allow people like a Corey LaJoie or these one-off like stuff like what Suarez did. Suarez has had a very bad season this year. His teammate Ross has had a way better season. Has it been a great season? No. But it has been a better, more consistent season. But since Daniel Suarez had that one-off win at Atlanta, which is basically a wild card race, he's in. So with these crown jewels, the Brickyard is not a flop race. You're not going to get a crazy... It's going to be someone that deserves to win it. Southern 500, it's going to be a person that deserves to win it. The Coke 600 or World 600, you're going to get a good person, one person that deserves to win it. Now, Daytona has kind of become a wild card in the last 10 years. So, you might get a Daniel Suarez or Corey LaJoie. So, maybe out of the whole 12, you're going to have one flop. One person that's like, wow, that person doesn't deserve to be in there. I'm fine with that. There you go, NASCAR. There you go, race fan. You can have that one flop that snuck into the playoffs and kicked someone out. But you know what that just did? We knocked it down to 12 people, so now some big name is getting kicked out. That's crazy. Big lines, storylines. You want that. So that's great. That's flipping great. So it's perfect system. Best of both worlds right here. I'm building not a perfect system, but a really good system. And I'm just tweaking a little bit what NASCAR has right now. So, to go off that, we got the 12 drivers again in that championship now. 4 crown jewel wins can lock you in. Now with this new bracket system that's coming in 2025, let's make that a lock-in too. So whoever wins that bracket challenge in the summer, also whoever wins that gets a lock into the playoffs / chase for the cup. So you could technically have 4 different winners at those crown jewels. Then you could have a different person that wins the bracket challenge. So you're having 5 people locked in, And that leaves 7 other spots that they have to point their way in with points. That's fun. That is so much fun. Counting points, seeing points. The average race fan, if they didn't understand that, they would learn to enjoy it. Rather than these one-off baloney wins and stuff. No one truly likes that. And if you do, I don't know, go watch F1. So we have 12 people that get in the playoffs. Potentially you could have 5 different winners off those lock-in positions. Going into the playoffs / chase for the cup, we'd have 10 races. The first round, the round of 12, would have 4 races. After those 4 races, whoever was top 8 would move on. There's no win and move on to the next round. No locks like that. We don't want any of those. Doesn't make sense. If you truly are on the back half of that 12 and you're going to start kicking some ass, we're going to need some consistency and being up front. No just one-off wins just because you're really good at road courses or you're really good at super speedways or you're lucky or just something like that. We don't want that. No flukes. Flukes, nope. So, 4 races in the first round, top 12. After that, top 8 move on. The next round is the round of 8. Another 4 races. No lock into the final 4s. No lock in. You have to point your way in at every single spot. So, after those 4 races in the round of 8, the top 4 people in points move on to the round of 4, the final 4. And they all had to be pointed in by points. To go back, also, every round NASCAR goes into, so when they go from the 16 to 12 to 8, they reset the points back to their championship points. I agree we continue doing that. So you just revert. Once they get into there, then you revert with your same points. And then when NASCAR does get to the final round, everyone, like final 4, everyone goes to 0, and it's a 1 race end, which is complete crap show. So I would like to continue to do that on each round. So round of 12, round of 8, your playoff points reset to how many playoff points you accumulated in the regular season. So we keep all that the same, keep it simple. That's why it's an easy just overlap for NASCAR. This is an easy fix. But the final 4 is 2 races. 2 races. I am fine with resetting the points to 0 in the final 4. So the last 4 drivers, it's going to be who can accumulate the most points in 2 races. I love that idea. None of the playoff points that you accumulated for the year. If you want to get rid of that, that's fine. That'll make it more exciting for NASCAR. If they want that. That way they can't have someone just legitimately just run away with it. So that fixes NASCAR's problem. Would I like your playoff points too, personally? Yeah, I would. But for this instance, we're making it easy. And we're going to make it so NASCAR can have their cake and eat it too. So, final 4, 2 races, points reset to 0 for the final 4. Whoever comes out with the most points in 2 races is the champion. Yeah, you could have 2 bad races. You could have 34 amazing races and 2 bad races. Yeah. Chances of it happening, not as likely. But, like I said, this is going to be the best of both worlds. Like I said, I would love to revamp the whole points and go back to more of a Winston Cup era style points, but we can't do that. So, this is going to be the best blanket over the new points and fixing a lot of issues. So, that's how you fix it. The other thing that I'm going to add on this is bring back, if you lead a lap or multiple laps, you get 5 extra bonus points. If you lead the most laps, you get 10 bonus points. So you get an extra 5 on top of your 5, which makes 10. Bring that back, because that will also make the points more exciting. It'll also make drivers try and get out front more often. So we'll see like maybe a Corey LaJoie or someone just stay out just to lead a lap to get those points. There was many times in the Winston Cup era, like a Mark Martin, Matt Kenseth was a big one that did that. Just if you're having a mediocre day or a 25th day and just we're not doing good, they would stay out one time just to lead a lap to get that 5 extra bonus points. You accumulate 5 bonus points over, 30 some races. You do the math. It's over 100 and some points. So that is how you fix the point system, and it would make it so more legitimate of a championship deserving winner. NASCAR, you can have this. I don't need any of the credit. I would rather no one give me the credit. If someone wants to steal this and just do it, I would be the happiest little clam in the world, because the point system now is F'd in the A. But 2 honorable mentions. Well, they kind of go hand in hand. We don't have to do this, but I would love for this to be implemented. I do not like stage racing. I do not. I get why it's in there, or I get why they put it in there. I hate it though. Don't like it. So, I give NASCAR you 2 options. 1, you keep the stages, but you don't stop for the stages. You just pay the points out and keep going. I think that'd be super exciting, especially with the point system like this. You're going to have people on different things trying to get points. It'd just be exciting. A lot of storylines, a lot to talk about. That'd be brilliant. Yeah, are you going to have some boring races? Sure. But if people are thinking it's a boring race just because cars are driving around a circle and not wrecking, they obviously truly aren't enjoying the sport. If you just watch NASCAR because you enjoy wrecked race cars, well, 1, we shouldn't be catering to those people, and 2, you should probably just go to a demolition derby, because there you go, that's what it's all about. If you don't want to do that, NASCAR, may I suggest this? A 1-stage break, and we just do it halfway through the race. So if someone's just running away with it, like sometimes it happens. Sometimes someone hits the setup, someone hits the perfect car, someone just damn good at that track. 1-stage break, 1 caution, and it's directly in the middle. So if you got a 500-mile race or a 500-lap race, halfway is 250. So you throw the stage halfway, and that's it. If there's cautions in between or no cautions in between, so be it. That's racing. So there you have it, folks. It's not a perfect point system, but it damn sure is a really amazing point system. And I will stand by this point system till the day I die, because there's no convince me of another system without replacing the whole system, because I would love a whole new system. Trust me. Like a Winston Cup era was not a perfect one, but it was probably the closest to the best point system that NASCAR's ever had. You take that and you adjust on that a little bit, tweak it just a little bit, you got yourself a perfect point system. But this one that I just gave you, this one will create storylines, create everything that NASCAR wants, and it's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. So again, please spam this everywhere, everyone. I would love for this to get out there, because this is an amazing change, and I don't want any of the credit. I don't care. Someone else could take it and make a better video and just get it out there, folks. This is a great system. So remember that. Enjoy this final week of no NASCAR. It sucks. And let's get ready to go to Richmond. So, cheers, everyone. These are race cars. I'm Lucas TA, and Mustard Cats is a sports channel. Don't forget to go follow Mustard Cats on all social media platforms at Mustard Cats Sports, and check out our website at www.mustardcats.com for all your sporting memorabilia and cards. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm out.